Have you considered a sixth-form college where your child can study as a plan to transition to the university? What has your child been doing at home? For those that have just finished from high school, have you considered any pathway of choice for them? UK, Canada, or any part of the world? Doveland Sixth-Form College is a place to be, where we help nurture them and help them progress seamlessly to any university of their choice. Have you been considering going to the UK for your studies? We have the UK Foundation for any university in the UK and other European countries. Talking about OSSD, the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, we have you covered with our partner Kai Global School, where you are able to enjoy live classes. You also have one-on-one tutoring and the physical support here at the college. We have the Cambridge A-Level, where we offer the advanced subsidiary and the A-Level itself, which is for 2 years, but we have the fast track or the accelerated for 18 months as well. TOEFL, SAT, IELTS, and remedial courses. Doveland Sixth-Form College have you covered. Consider joining us for September intake today. All right, good evening from Nigeria. Greetings to you. Thank you for joining another episode of this webinar brought to you from Doveland Sixth-Form College in the city of Abuja. So this evening, we will be walking you through all you need to know about studying in the UK and other European countries. Shortly, we will be introducing our presenters to you. Please, as part of the housekeeping rules, mute all on joining, as well as you can engage the chat button for any question you may have during the course of this webinar. As I said earlier, for those wishing to study in the UK, please get your pen and ready to soak in all the information that will be coming your way. Briefly, I will be introducing Doveland Sixth-Form College, after which we will take the presentations one after the other. So Premier Hello everyone, sorry about that break in transmission. It's actually raining heavily here, and that's the reason for the fluctuating network. So as I was saying earlier, this webinar is particularly to address the UK university and beyond, how you can navigate higher education in the United Kingdom. So without wasting much of our time, I will be introducing our presenters to us, and then we will take it from there. Please keep your mics muted upon entry, and then get your pen and papers ready to jot down important information. And at the end of the day, we will reach out to you to continue the conversation. So my name is Ogochukwu Victor Uchenna, coordinating the Sixth Form College in Doveland Sixth-Form here in Abuja. As I said earlier, we offer other pathways as and other examinations as well, the SAT, the TOEFL, the IELTS exams. For inquiries in that regards, please contact me so we can take up that conversation. But for this evening, I want to welcome Ms. Rachel Kane, all the way from United Kingdom, as she walks us through university and beyond, navigating education in the UK. She will be taking this session, after which I will come to introduce our second presenter for this evening. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. I will be back. Thank you, Ms. Rachel, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor. Thank you. It's lovely to be here. It's sunny in England, so it's the opposite to Nigeria if you've got rain. So, and thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciated. So I'm here as a supporting role to support Doveland International Schools in Abuja with their projects, and their delivery, currently delivering their second year of delivering A levels and the foundation program. That's the University of Buckingham Foundation program. And my role here tonight is I really want to introduce you to somebody who's key and fundamental in leading global education. That's Mr. Timothy Donald Fisher. He is a partner of education, and also he's here to support University of Buckingham and to support Doveland International Schools. So Mr. Timothy Fisher is the CEO of one of the world's largest educational groups, and they deliver education from ages primary right through into university level. And through the group, Sterling, they're actually delivering the University of Buckingham Foundation course as well to their centres, and there are and different pathways that Mr. Fisher offers as well. So he's an advocate of British education overseas and international education as well, and he's very, very passionate about this, but also he is very passionate about sport. One of his favourite sports, I believe, is football, and Tim has been a director of a football club and a chairman, the most successful chairman of a championship club, Coventry City, I believe, and he was the chairman for 12 years, as well as having his own, being successful sports person in his own right as well, I believe. So he understands what it is like to study, to deliver education, the importance of sport, and also his experiences himself as a football person. The foundation program is obviously delivered by University of Buckingham, and Tim's got a very strong relationship with University of Buckingham and can explain key details about the importance of the program, and also about the football program, which is going to be launched very, very soon at Doveland. So, Tim, over to you, and may you share some of your words and inspirations. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. A great introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking moments of your precious time to come and listen to the presentation regarding the pathways to university education in the United Kingdom. What is offered is a University of Buckingham certified foundation program, which is accepted by over 120 universities in the UK, from universities, for example, in London, all the way through to universities in the Midlands, for example, university called Coventry University. So we create pathways which allow your children to study in the UK. What is interesting is that we also look at tying up with sport. So we look at the foundation program in conjunction with football, for example, but also something called Beyond the Classroom Door. So the Football Academy is something that will be attractive to many young Nigerians who are aspirational, not just in education, but also in the area of sport, particularly football. I would like to say that Beyond the Classroom Door also means creating skills and skills acquisition for the students, for example, in character outcomes, but also skill sets that we all need in our working lives. So that could be, for example, skill sets around critical thinking, problem solving, strategic analysis. And in terms of the character outcomes, what do I look for in people, regardless of which university they go to and regardless of their role and responsibility in their first, second, or third jobs in their career, is I look for integrity. That is someone who has dependability and reliability and honesty. I also look for accountability. That's something we push, because we all have to be accountable for the decisions we make. And the guidance and mentorship that we provide on the course gives access to this selfless behavior in students. And of course, what we're talking about is leadership. So what is leadership? Well, whether you're a student, postgraduate student, undergraduate student, or you're working through your career, leadership for me is putting others first. You should always put the welfare, well-being, and interest of others ahead of yourself. And this is something which is a characteristic in the United Kingdom, something called the Nolan Principles. Lord Nolan, in 1995, was asked by the British government to create a series of principles by which we should all lead our lives, whether that's public or private lives. And that is a set of details and principles which I certainly live by, and I encourage and instill in those students that we teach and we motivate and we inspire. So the good thing about this foundation program is, of course, you can study in Abuja. So you have access to British education as delivered by a British teaching faculty, but in effect, you're in Nigeria, which has two advantages. First of all, it's local. And secondly, there is the opportunity to take advantage of the exchange rate pressures, because we all are very aware of the Naira and the pressures of the sterling and the US dollar against the Naira. So if you're studying locally, it relieves a little of that pressure, I'm sure. Now, we have priced this to be affordable, and my colleagues at Doveland will go through the pricing with you in a separate forum, but we want to make it accessible to as many students as we possibly can. So just to reiterate, this is a University Foundation program as certified by the University of Buckingham, and it will give you a pathway and access to over 120 universities in the United Kingdom across a myriad of disciplines and studies such as engineering, sciences, humanities, social sciences. So I'm very much aware that you may have many questions to ask, and we will answer those questions. So whether you want to do this over 1 year or even 2 years, that is possible. And as I say, we are very open to your questions. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Fisher. So I think it's really back to the studio, back to Mr. Victor. So Mr. Fisher has given a kind of summary of the programme available from the University of Buckingham. And, you know, we're happy to answer questions. Mr. Fisher and his expertise of delivering education globally, and at a you know, an amazing success rate of his students going to university. So, you know, he's key, as I'm very happy to support and help as well. So please, you know, we'd be delighted to have questions come to us, and we will facilitate the best we can the answers. Scholarship opportunities and benefits in the UK, Mr. Fisher. There are opportunities and scholarships for going to university. Usually they are universities that are mid-level and maybe a little bit lower. The top-ranked universities do not tend to offer scholarships. It's also based on academics, which is from probably from going back to WIAC age, so ages 15, 16, your level 2 qualifications and level 3 qualifications that can be looked at, your personal statement, any extra things you have done, whether you've got you're very successful in a sport, a musical instrument, extracurricular, have you taken Olympiads, you've done Duke of Edinburgh or the international awards. There's many different factors that would go into submitting for a scholarship, but they tend to be at the mid-level universities, and often courses that are less popular as well. So what price would you get as a scholarship? Possibly up to £3,000 a year. And could be a little bit more, but I think that would tend to be, you know, the maximum. £1,500 is, you know, is quite common. So yes, there are opportunities. Fees range from starting price really about 16,000 up to, you know, the sky's the limit. It could be up to 25 to 30,000 pounds for fees. So yes, there are opportunities. Also, you can only apply for when you've confirmed your first choice and second choice when you're submitting your UCAS application. What are the insights into the UK educational system? And also information about the UK admissions programme. So inside the UK educational system, I take it that must be university level. I'm not sure. What do you think, Mr. Fisher?
I think that's right. So if I may add at this point, you will study for 3 years and you will get a bachelor in arts, education, science. So BA, BEng, BSc, for example. And what is interesting is that once you have completed your degree, you then get the right for 2 years postgraduate visa to work in the United Kingdom. That's for every graduate in the UK. So in terms of the education system, it is a mix of examinations and also submitted work. And in the third year, you'll do something called a dissertation, in effect, a thesis. So you'll be asked to research a subject, investigate that subject, and write up and often present to peers, so that's fellow students, but also to the teaching faculty. In terms of getting access to the university, there is a standard process, Rachel, and you know this far better than I do. So would you be so kind as just to say a few words on the actual application process?
Yes, of course. So the application process is opened in September. So students can submit the applications from September on a platform called UCAS. Here you will, it's a complete package. It is very much two-dimensional. You can't upload documents, so it's just submitting information. And you will choose up to 5 universities, a personal statement, and then you will add all your academic qualifications and as much details as possible. You can send, once you've sent your application, you can send additional information if you wish to your university choices, and that can be added to your application. Alongside this will be your predicted grades and from the school, and a reference as well. And you'll get responses relatively quickly. If you're ready in September, October, send it straight away. The sooner you submit your application, the more opportunities you will get, because remember, the universities will be sending out offers. So if you submit an application in May, which you can, you're less likely, or the places could be filled, or the offers could be already given out. So the sooner the better. And also it's reassuring because you know what you need to get, whether it's the foundation course percentage or A-level grades.
May I ask, Rachel, do you get 2 bites of the cherry? Isn't there something called clearing as well?
Yes, so there's clearing and what was known as adjustment. So clearing has a bit of a negative, I suppose, reputation, because it's seen as if you underachieve, you don't get the grade, you can go into clearing. And clearings opens June time, June, July, and there's also extra. There's different stages that you can go through. If you don't get offers, you go to extra first, and then there's clearing. But remember, once you've got your results, you can, if you've done better than you thought, you've achieved better results, you can also add a higher ranked university, not just for a lower rank. So yes, thank you, Tim. Study and obtain the university foundation while in Nigeria. Oh, that's the thing at the bottom. So any more? Do we need to go for A-levels before heading to UK university? So basically, students need to have completed a level 3 qualification. That could be A-levels, it could be a university foundation course. A-levels, 2-year program, study for 2 years, and you take the exams at the end. That's the usual format. Alternatively, a foundation course, which is an access course to university, and you take examinations 3 times a year at the end of each term. So either pathways are fine, which you'd need to study at a UK university. Any more questions? Medicine. Medicine, one of the most difficult programs to get on. Medicine is available via A-levels. You can study biomedicine, pharmacy via the foundation program, and dental hygiene, etc. There's lots of courses in the area and the field of health and healthcare, but for the foundation course. But medicine would be A-levels, and you'd submit your application before the 15th of October. Plus, you would need to have had work experience, Olympiads, lots of extra qualifications, etc. Mr. Fisher, anything you would like to add on the challenges of applying to medicine and the preparation? Yes, because I know you're a mentor, aren't you? Is that correct? You are a mentor for some high-level students, I believe.
Yes. So every year, Rachel, as you know, I take a very small number of students and I mentor them. And in one instance, we've got a student who is going to go to the London School of Economics to read political science. But in the other instance, we've got a student who is aspiring for medicine in the United Kingdom. It is A-levels and A-levels only. And the point that you're making is the medical schools look for so much more additional information. That is, you have got to have been involved with community projects. You have got to be involved with, in effect, helping others. There's an awful lot of work that goes into medicine. That is not to say that it is impossible, not at all. But I would ask that those families whose sons and daughters are looking to focus on medicine must really take a long, hard look at the effort, the application, and the energy required to get the right level of A-levels to apply for medicine.
Thank you. One last thing is, for medicine also and other degrees, you will need to have an admissions test as well. And really, you're talking preparation for a year before. And really, if I was advising somebody about medicine, you would start the process by choosing your GCSEs or WIEC subjects, because you need, a serious science subjects and maths. So the preparation really should start there. And they will again look at your qualifications, because it's so competitive. They will look at your whole school profile. Thank you, Tim.
That's right.
I believe Mr. Victor's got some questions for us.
All right, thank you. It's been insightful all along. So another question in line with the Football Academy Mr. Fisher talked about is, I know the duration can be more than 1 year to 2 years. So how do you hope to help students bring balance between the academics and then the Football Academy?
That's a wonderful question, and I will go straight to the heart of the matter. When I interview students, I look beyond the classroom door, as I've discussed, beyond the academics. I look for well-rounded students who have got a real sense of well-being, a real sense of being a team player, understanding their role and responsibility in a football team. Being a footballer and participating in a football team brings so much to a character and a character outcome. So when I'm interviewing a student, and we've got universities, but not in the UK, I'm always keenly interested to understand what they learned through the football process. What did they learn about being a team player? What did they learn about their role and responsibility in the team, particularly their responsibilities, the responsibilities to their teammates? So later on in life, they can draw upon their experiences in the football academy.
All right, that's quite enlightening. So another question will be, for an A-level student. A-level is originally supposed to be for 2 years. What is the possibility of using the AS result, that's the advanced subsidiary result, to gain admission into a UK university?
Do you want me to answer that, or Tim, or do you want to answer it?
I would add, I'm very happy for you to go first, but I have a particular point on this, and this is where the foundation is very
Please
important.
Please you start, Mr. Fisher.
So if you have taken your AS and you have decided strategically, for whatever reason, not to do your A2s, your A-levels, then you will need a foundation program. The universities will find it very hard to understand why you haven't done a foundation program in addition to your your ASs. So, for example, the ASs are taken ahead of your A2s, and to have not taken your A2s is something which universities may find perplexing. They may find a little difficult to understand why you didn't continue with your second year.
Yeah, some students find A-levels a challenge because they are a challenge, and the AS exams are a real gauge on how a student's performing. And remember, the first year of A-levels, it's buildable. So it starts off easy, gets hard, and the second year of A-levels is even more difficult. So I would advise if a student is struggling with A-levels and has taken the AS exams and is not really on track to where they want to be, as Mr. Fisher said, a foundation course would be key. Additionally, students could carry on with their A-level studies and take the foundation exams because the curriculum and the subjects are in line as well. So that is an option, and then they would get a dual award. Obviously, the workload's a little bit heavier, but it is an option. But certainly, moving from AS to a foundation year for the second year is certainly very sensible.
Okay, that's amazing. Then is that to say that the foundation is the access for everyone that is willing to study in the UK? So the foundation, either at AS level or the UK foundation level, grants them access to UK educational system?
Yeah, you can't go on to a year one of a degree program with just the AS level. You haven't completed the level 3 qualification that is required. So a student would have to have completed a foundation course for the second year or finished their A-level studies and got the appropriate grade.
Okay.
So
Mr.
bearing in mind,
Oh,
sorry, I was just going to say, bearing in mind that, universities offer what is classed as a year zero. And a year zero is a foundation year. So students can access that. However, there's going to be extremely large cost implications because there's going to be £16,000 of fees, accommodation, living expenses, etc. Whereas, the sensible option is study the same program, the same level of a university foundation course at Doveland, because it's a sensible option. Say the families will save money for their 3-year degree program.
all right, that's well taken. Aware some participants here will want to know what the admission cycles are like in the UK. I know different courses have different admission cycles, such that those that are still trying to make up their mind can now begin to work towards different admission cycles. We know some go for the September intake, while the other ones go for the January intake. So what would be your advice to such parents that are still at the crossroad of making their decisions?
So the most universities offer places in September. That is the norm. Okay, so a student would apply the year beforehand for admission. So for this year, students will start their application now for entry September 2025. January is an option, but there's not many universities and courses that start in January. They're becoming fewer and fewer. The normal start date is September. And I would encourage all students to start thinking as soon as possible their first year of studies for A-levels in the AS year, and for foundation students the year before, so it could be when they've completed WIC or IGCSEs. So it's really key to plan ahead and do research, carry out research on UCAS course search, different websites, the Studential. There's lots of different university sites to help students find out what courses are available and when. The norm is September entry, October entry, and you apply the year before. As I said, you can have a late application, but there'll be less opportunities.
All right. Thank you. And then still in line with that, I know there are a lot of universities out there. We have the tier one universities, the tier two universities, as well as the tier three universities. So, what will be your advice to parents who are finding it difficult to make these choices when it comes
Now,
to choosing a university placement?
Yes, of course. Mr. Fisher.
thank you. So in life, you should always have a plan B. So you must prepare. And in terms of the applications that you're looking at, for example, your UCAS applications, you should have those universities which are your top choice. But remember, in life, sometimes you don't achieve what you expect to achieve, so you need a plan B. So it may be a tier two or a tier three university. But remember, they all offer different types of courses. So what you're describing as a tier one university, the course will be very different from a tier three university. And I have students who are not motivated to go to a tier one university because they appreciate, for example, the work experience that they will get at a tier three university. So it's really, with regard to what Rachel has suggested, it is so important that you do your work preparing and understanding what each course gives. Because for some, a tier one university is not motivational, whereas a tier three university, where you may get work experience and very practical teaching and learning, is more motivational. Again, coming back to Rachel's point. So at the moment, I am mentoring students for entry in for September 2025, and we're now drafting their personal statements. So these will be submitted with UCAS applications and any online, for example, interviews that may take place. They will happen at the end of November and December, but it's all about September 2025 for those students who are in their second A-level year, or they've gone from AS and they're doing a foundation course now. So the planning is over 2 years, but remember, you've got to plan ahead for at least a year. To Rachel's point, that's really, really, really critical.
All right.
So Victor, I do hope that was useful, and the parents have found that useful. We can always follow up, Rachel, in terms of any other questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Victor, you're on mute, just to let you know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Tim Fisher. That was really insightful. I'm sure the parents got that. And then a follow-up question in line with the mentorship you mentioned will be, what leadership roles or skills or soft skills would you advise intending students to start working on?
So teaching and learning creates academic outcomes, but for character outcomes and for career outcomes, you often need to add certain skill sets, and they could be around, for example, strategic thinking and critical thinking and problem solving, which you often don't get taught in university or in schools for that matter. So we have a mentorship program which gives insights into strategic thinking. So that is something that I can only promote, and hopefully the parents are motivated to look at that, because ultimately when you start in the workplace, you will be asked to do many things, and leadership is many things to many people. It's not necessarily having lots of employees reporting to you. Leadership is taking an initiative, seeking advice from your colleagues, seeking guidance, advice, and direction from your boss. That's all part of leadership. And when I say this final point, this is essential. Whether you're 24 years old, 42 years old, or in my case, 56 years old, leadership is about putting others first, putting their interests first, their well-being and their welfare first. If you're able to do that in the workplace, you will stand out to all your colleagues and, more importantly, your boss or the board of the company. So I want to encourage people to think beyond the classroom door.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. May I just say one thing? I know you are very selective with your mentees because you have a kind of you have a process, don't you, which you go through to make sure it's the right fit, that you can help the right persons, and that you can make a difference. And so, but I'm just, if you, any of the students or families would like to consider to join Tim's mentorship program, please get in touch with the school. Obviously, he will. We can find out more information as well, because I know it's quite not just exclusive, but I know you've changed many lives over the years, whether it's footballers, football managers, business persons, students, etc. So I know you've made a large difference in people's lives.
Thank you.
Absolutely. As opined by John Maxwell, he said that everything rises and falls on leadership. And this goes a long way to make us understand that it takes more than a university degree to make it out there. So the soft skills are a necessity. They are absolute necessities for every student, because the workplace is changing as well as the future of work. And here we are equipping you to be future ready and to be future proof. Thank you so much to our amazing presenters this evening. It's been an amazing session. I'm sure for more inquiries, the numbers are displayed for you to contact us. And I wouldn't know if there is any parting word from our presenters. And okay, we have another question here. What documents are needed to enroll for the A-level or university foundation programs?
So that would be up to this school, really. So I foresee successful completion of WIC or GCSEs, and obviously contact Doveland, and you'll have your admissions process as well. So I guess that's more of an answer for the school.
All right. In addition to that, please do contact us to take up that conversation for who posted about the requirements. Another question here is, does Doveland Sixth-Form College provide admission and visa assistance upon completion of the program? Yes, we assist you. Mr. Tim Fisher made mention of the UCAS. The UCAS is the University and Colleges Application System. That is the UK accredited portal for admission processing, where we help you to streamline your university choices in line with our stakeholders. In this case, talking about our parents as well as the students that are concerned, as well as helping you with the visa processing. Of course, with the support of our partners to give you a seamless transition from your university foundation program to your university of choice. So the answer is yes. We do help you with the admission processing as well as the visa assistance when the time comes. Thank you for that wonderful question. So we are gradually coming to the end of this program.
Thank you to our audience. We appreciate your time and patience with us. Another question here is, what are the benefits of doing the A levels or UFP in Doveland Sixth Form College? Miss Rachel, you want to speak to that? The advantage or the benefits of doing the A levels or the University Foundation program with Doveland Sixth Form College, so they can hear from the horse's mouth.
Yes, of course. So, well, the benefits are different students require different programs, I think. I mean, they're two very different programs, the same level, level 3. One is 2 years and one is a foundation course. But the beauty is the staff at sixth form are trained at the highest level. They've been through a vigorous recruitment process. They've got access to the excellent curriculum delivered by Cambridge for A levels and resources. And the foundation program, it's a university foundation program that is delivered by the staff there. So it's an excellent opportunity to get excellent education, but at more affordable prices than the UK. So I highly recommend it. I've been to Doveland schools, and the staff. I've met the staff and the students, and it's a wonderful atmosphere. So I highly recommend it, and I certainly think it's a first-class option for anybody living in Abuja.
Thank you so much, Miss Rachel. Ipso facto, as they will always say, the fact speaks for itself. So we will be expecting you to visit Doveland Sixth Form College to discuss further, so you can see for yourself. And then one more question here: does Doveland Sixth Form College have boarding facilities or operate only day? We have excellent boarding facilities for our students, as well as operating for the day student. So you have all these amenities readily available to give you a conducive learning atmosphere here in Doveland Sixth Form College. And a tour of our facility will speak more to all of this. Thank you so much. All right, another question. I think we are having a lot of questions, but we are gradually tying the knots. What are the opportunities for students who excel in football? Do they get exposure to professional clubs or international football scholarships? I think this question is for Mr. Tim Fisher. The opportunities for students who excel in football.
So through my network, I'm able to create any and all opportunities. So having been a football chairman for, 12 years and a football director for 20 years, then I do have to tell you, I've got one of the best networks in the UK. So if I find talent, and that's something I look for, whether that's in Nigeria or whether that's in the United Kingdom, I'm able to promote that talent and look at the clubs that they might fit into. So that's very, very straightforward. Plus, we have a course in the United Kingdom, which is called Vector, which is a university and football program. So regardless, I would really want to encourage students to look at both sport and academic, because pathways could open in multiple directions, including on the football side. So be aware, I can be incredibly supportive on that side. However, not all football careers go well, and from time to time, and I do have to say that I hope this doesn't happen to anyone, injuries cut short careers. So this is why having a degree is really important. I want to impress upon people the importance of doing a degree, as well as following their football ambitions.
Yes, thank you, Tim. And I know you have an engagement shortly, so I'm aware of that. So, but apologies that you may have to suddenly disappear But we can, any questions that come through regarding football, you know, the staff at Doveland can pass them on to us and we will engage, won't we, Tim? So thank you.
Yeah, it's been an honour and my pleasure to virtually address all of the open questions. And as I say, I want to really push the idea that the foundation program can create opportunities to university and then lifelong learning beyond, something that I really encourage. And if you're able to ally that with football as well, in terms of aligning that sport and academic, wonderful. It leads to a great platform for your career.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tim Fisher. We sincerely appreciate your presence here with us. Any parting word, Ms. Rachel?
Parting words. The only thing I would say is to young people is be prepared, do your research, plan ahead, as Tim mentioned as well. It is essential as well. And also, you know, you're young people, you should be living and wanting to plan your dreams ahead. So don't listen to anybody that says you can't do something. Believe in yourself. You can be anything that you want to be. Thank you.
That is right. That is right.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, our audience. I'm sure it's been an insightful as well as an enlightening session. Our numbers are displayed on the screen, so you could contact us to take this further. We sincerely want to appreciate your sacrifice of time. Please do well to contact us and follow us on our social media platforms at Doveland Sixth-Form College, our website at www.dovelandsixthformcollege.com. And we will surely reach out and follow up with all your inquiries, as well as you can visit us at our address, plot 150 Doveland Crescent, Apowumba, Lokogoma. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Until we meet again, we will be drawing the curtain for this meeting at this point. Thank you to our presenters, Mr. Tim Fisher and Ms. Rachel Kane. I remain your humble anchor for this evening, Victor, the coordinator for Sixth Form College. Thank you and have an amazing evening. Bye for now.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have you considered a sixth form college where your child can study as they plan to transition to the university? What has your child been doing at home? For those that have just finished from high school, have you considered any pathway of choice for them? UK, Canada, or any part of the world? Doveland Sixth-Form College is a place to be, where we help nurture them and help them progress seamlessly to any university of their choice. Have you been considering going to the UK for your studies? We have the UK Foundation for any university in the UK and other European countries. Talking about OSSD, the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, we have you covered with our partner, Kai Global School, where you are able to enjoy live classes. You also have one-on-one tutoring and the physical support here at the college. We have the Cambridge A-Level, where we offer the advanced subsidiary and the A-Level itself, which is for 2 years, but we have the fast track or the accelerated for 18 months as well. TOEFL, SAT, IELTS, and remedial courses. Doveland Sixth-Form College have you covered. Consider joining us for September intake today.